Hey there, today's video is going to teach you travel tips and tricks for how you can spot a pickpocket thief among tourists. I'm going to show you what a pickpocket theft looks like among tourists when they are traveling so that you do not allow thieves to steal your valuables when you're on vacation. What does a pickpocket look like? He looks like a normal, everyday person. They do not look like ninjas or thieves wearing a black mask. They have studied your behavior as tourists. So they want to blend in so that you are unsuspecting. I asked my Instagram audience for real life examples of theft while they were traveling. One viewer had 3 girls on the subway surround them, and then she noticed that her bag was unzipped and then recovered and zipped it, put her hand over the bag. So what can tourists learn from that scenario? Do not leave your bags opened or unzipped. And one thing that she did that was really smart for every traveler out there is to be observant. She noticed these women coming toward her and her husband. Here's my disclaimer that says I am not a professional pickpocket spotter, but I'm going to help you based on real life experience and just common sense. A pickpocket can also look like a businessman or a businesswoman that you would least expect would want your passport or your phone. A pickpocket can be a group of children that you would never suspect. But one of my viewers had children in Mexico steal from her purse. And if you think about it, they are at our purse level sometimes, or the pocket level when we're vacationing. The thieves know our behavior as tourists. They know that normal situation is for you to say hi and be all sweet to children and unsuspecting. So they are targeting our niceness. Another travel tip to notice is that they acted in a group. They are very fast. One of my viewers had one guy bump her and the other guy was going by on a bicycle and grabbed her purse. One of my viewers named Shannon had 3 thieves work her over in such a smart, very fast way. One guy bumped her, another guy slit the leather purse that she had, and then the third guy came by on a bicycle and that guy threw the bag to the cyclist. It happened in a matter of seconds. So what can we learn from this scenario? We can learn that one guy bumped her. Why did he bump her? To distract her and make her look that way maybe, so that the other thief could come from the other side. And what can we do? I'm going to share throughout this video of what we as tourists can do to prevent as much as we can from getting our valuables stolen while we're traveling. By the way, she was right by St. Paul's Cathedral and they let her go in and use their computer and cancel all of her cards. One tip that we can do as tourists is to have our credit card phone number in our notes section or somewhere else on our body or back in our bag in the hotel room. Maybe keeping our hand on our crossbody bag at all time would help. We can also wear hidden things where our valuables would be, a hidden money belt per se, a band under our clothing that would have our credit card. We can also separate our credit cards and our cash or euros. This is an example of odd pickpocketing behavior. One guy squirted mustard on her in Mexico, okay? They're in a restaurant or at a cafe. And then another person wiped off the mustard. And while she was distracted, that's when the theft happened. One of the easiest travel tips that travelers can do is do not put valuables in your back pocket. That is the easiest way that a thief can steal your wallet. So what is a travel tip that we can do? We can put our wallet in our front pocket, but another one of my viewers had his wallet stolen from his front pocket. One thing that my husband does, if we are on a train, like we were doing this World War II trip for our son in Germany and France, and when we were on a crowded train, he puts his hand over his wallet in his pocket. So you might want to move it out of your crossbody bag into your pocket and have your hand over that way. You do not want the thieves to see you do that. Like I said earlier, we are only doing the best we can to prevent a criminal from getting away with it. Notice from that story that I shared when my husband was on a very crowded train, that is the most popular place that happens in tourist destinations. You have a lot of tourists, crowded, people are pressed up against people, and we're moving. So feeling a wallet being taken out of our pocket or our purse being unzipped, it's hard when you're jostled around and people are bumping up against you. If you're going to a Christmas market, you are going to be this close to people at night walking through the markets. If you are in a busy metro station, it's going to be crowded at some point. One of my viewers' husbands got his passport stolen while they were going up the steps from the subway in the Paris metro at the Opera stop. Another viewer also got pickpocketed in the Paris metro. You can Google where Las Ramblas Street in Barcelona is another place where many tourists are victims of crime. Many of my viewers will tell you about a time when they were pickpocketed in Barcelona. Here's another story. The thieves are very creative and they know our behavior. So my friend Roxanne was sitting in a cafe, outdoor table in Barcelona, and they struck up a conversation with the guy sitting alone at the table next to them, and her purse was over her leg, but it wasn't under the leg of the chair, okay? And they were talking, he was smoking, he asked them for a light. And when that happened, a really loud crash or boom happened to make all of the people in that cafe look that way, and she thinks that is when it happened because there are crowds walking by you on Las Ramblas Street, and she thinks that he distracted her, or either the sound distracted her and then someone stole it, because when all the combustion was done, he was gone. So what can we do? There is a way you can use a carabiner hook and hook your purse straps together, but I would always just wear my purse while I'm eating if I'm outdoors. I love these travel-on bags because they have slash resistant straps, and also the body is slash resistant. Does that mean that a thief can use a dagger or some kind of big old knife and cut through it? Yes, they can, but this will slow them down and maybe make them go to another tourist who did not know that travel tip. My viewer named Lisa had her daughter's backpack stolen in Athens, Greece. She was wearing her backpack on her back. The thief unzipped her backpack that was on her back. Now, what are some tips that we can learn from that? You can wear your backpack on the front, which I will say, one of the few times I have felt like there was a thief near me was in the train station going toward the Brussels airport. People were staring at you like it was a meat market. And I just felt weird about putting my backpack on the front of my body, so I did not. So I could have been a victim very easily. That's one thing you can do. Another thing is the zipper clips that connect the zippers. That is one thing that we can do just to slow them down. It doesn't mean that they won't cut through our bag. It is slowing down the thief. I also have a backpack that the zipper is connecting. Some of the travel-on bags and other bags, they have the zippers connectors that actually lock in, like that is how the zipper is made. There are two instances where a cell phone was taken. One in Milan, she was walking with her cell phone in her hand and a bicycle came by and he grabbed the phone and was off. And in Italy, one of my viewers had her cell phone taken from her purse inside a restaurant. I went to a self-defense class at my church in the Woodlands, and the leader said that the #1 item that is stolen most often is the phone, because it is a lot of return on their investment. They have a little risk for a lot of payoff. So how many tourists do you see walking around with their phone? Almost everybody. So do not be an easy target by putting your phone away. One thing that I have said in an older video is if you're in the train station or in a crowded thoroughfare, Las Ramblas Street or somewhere else, in the airport, move to the side so that your back is against a wall. And that way you at least have that as your defense, and you only have to be observant of what's in front of you. When Ginger was in Paris, she looked down in the train and a man's hand was inside her purse. So keep your purse zipped. While you're in a crowded area, keep your hand over the opening part or around where the strap meets the crossbody bag. This was a shocking one to me. When this viewer was in Greece, she saw a man's wallet get taken out of his cargo pocket. And that's what my husband does sometimes. He'll put a passport in the cargo pocket. I guess they know to look there. Some of the wonderful citizens around the world will yell at the pickpocketers. When we were doing our World War II trip, we were on a food tour inside a restaurant late at night on a Sunday, and it was snowing in Berlin. Is that not so weird? And this man was just, he just looked, he was walking through the restaurant like he was going to the bathroom and then coming back, and the waitress told him in German, blah, blah, blah. And our guide said she's running him off because he's trying to pickpocket. My viewer named Sarah saw a slash and grab. They actually cut through her bag and the wallet was gone within seconds. Remember that the thieves are watching you. So if you show where your passport is in public, they know that's the pocket to slash. Or if you show yourself in the train, putting your wallet inside your cargo pocket, they're watching you. They know where to go for. Another simple thing is to not wear shiny, beautiful, expensive looking jewelry, or just hide it. There's even that lanyard that you can wear under a shirt even. It's very soft against your skin too. There are some pockets on that lanyard and crossbody bags. Another of my viewers had her valuables stolen in Madrid, and it was when she had jet lag, so her guard was down. She just wasn't as observant, and one thing that helps you be observant is being alert and awake. One travel tip that we have used is those little element packets or hydration packets. Pour half of it into a bottle of water halfway through when your energy and your alertness is diminishing, and then an hour later drink the rest of it in another bottle of water. You want to stay hydrated, and the hydration ones, mine has B12 in it. It gives you a boost. All right, to see the statue of David, you have to be in a museum. So they are actually getting into the museum and then targeting the unsuspecting tourists. Mary Lou was pickpocketed and she never knew a thing. So as a savvy traveler, my thought is, okay, why didn't she feel a thing? Was somebody walking near her and she was just looking at the pretty little duck, or the sweet little village in France where she was on her river cruise, like I was this spring? You're just looking at the stork nest, maybe. You are not observant of the people around you, okay? You've always got to be observant 360, 365. 360. My friend Larry here was in Rome on the subway, and he had his wallet stolen, and they threw the wallet down on the ground and just took the cash that was in there. I don't know if they saw him put cash in his wallet at a store or something like that. One tip is you can use your Apple Watch. I need to learn how to do that so that you're not having to pull out cash. One travel tip though that I talk about in my Christmas market video: get your cash the first day, because ATMs in Amsterdam and in Brussels, they gave us large bills at the ATM. So you've got to break it, because if you're just getting one little glass of mulled wine, let's say, or a sausage on a stick, you need small amounts of euros. My accountant's husband, who is a Marine, he was on a train and he had his wallet taken out of his front pocket and he never felt a thing. Crowded area, put your hand in your front pocket to cover that wallet or cash. In a hotel cafe, you're nestled in this pretty cafe, maybe on Lake Como. A man in a business suit stole her purse, ran out that fast. When we were on our river cruise in a little bitty city that looks like a Christmas market in France, it was so sweet and storybook looking. Colmar, I think is the name of it. There was a man pacing back and forth. It was very obvious. I don't know if something was wrong with him or if he really was casing us, but he was pacing back and forth. And so I kept my eye on him. And if he had gotten any closer, with your family members, think of a target word or a code word that will mean, hey, grab your purse or pay attention. One of my favorite ones was a viewer was in Oslo, Norway, which is so beautiful. A guy tried to steal from her purse and her sister hit him with her purse. Yes. Another viewer was at the 9/11 memorial in New York. She turned just as a man had his hand on her zipper of her crossbody bag. There was also a man in a business suit. This is another example of what a pickpocket looks like. This man was in the Barcelona metro, dressed in a business suit and tie with a raincoat over his arm, and she saw him steal a wallet out of the lady's purse. Some other tips and tricks that we can do as tourists are, number one, have a printed passport copy, paper copy, in your suitcase somewhere else, so that if your passport is stolen, you can show that one of my viewers, the United Airlines let her use her paper copy. I'm not sure how long ago that was. And the main tip of all is keep that phone hidden and stay alert and have fun on your vacation. It probably will never happen to you. Now, I have reviewed 6 personal item bags to help you decide which fits your travel style and what I really do like in the features of those bags. So be sure to watch that video. I'll link it in the first comment with all of my other links and gear that you may need for peace of mind on your next vacation. All right, thank you for your time.